Hey there, Jeep junkies. This past weekend I replaced my 9-year-old stock fender flares off my 2011 Jeep Wrangler JKU with the Rugged Ridge Hurricane flat pocket fender flares. I got them off Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description of the video. I actually got the Euro version instead of the US version of the flares. At the time I bought the kit, the Euro kit was a good bit cheaper than the US version, even though they ship from the same place. More about the only minor difference a little later. Instead of making a video on how to install these fender flares, I'll provide a link to the CJ off-road video that I used as reference. It's a really good video that does a great job walking through the process. My video today just provides some notes and lessons I learned by installing these myself. You should be sure to also reference the written instructions when you do this project. I noticed that for the kit I used, the instructions are a little different than the video for the rear fenders. So Rugged Ridge may have updated the kit after the CJ off-road video was made. Also be aware that the instructions are a little different on the rear fenders for JKs than JKUs, but the instructions are a little confusing. JK owners should skip step 19. JKU owners should skip step 20. CJ Off-Road's video mentions retaining and reusing some of the factory push-in type clips. Don't worry about that. At least with the kit I got, you don't need to reuse any factory clips. When it comes to cutting the fender liners, I've found that using snips, like in CJ Off-Road's video, while doable, takes a long time. I used a handsaw for the long straight cuts and snips only for the curves or small cuts, and things went much faster. If you get the Euro version of this kit, be aware that you're not going to be able to reuse the stock light bulb and the new signal marker. The kit does come with a lower profile bulb setup that will fit in the signal marker, so you'll need to follow the wiring instructions in the instruction manual to set that up. Like I said earlier, at the time I bought these fender flares, the Euro kit was a good bit cheaper than the US kit, so I had no problem doing a little extra wiring to save some money. Speaking of the side markers, the only real issue I had with this kit is that the screws that came with my kit to attach the side markers weren't long enough. I don't know if the brackets welds were a little off or what, but I'm glad I had some screws that were a little longer already in my garage that I could use. So be aware that you might have a little struggle with this. As for time required, it took me about 2 hours to do the front left fender, then about an hour and a half to do the left rear. If I had to do it again, I'd start with the rear to learn some of the tricks because the rear is easier than the front. The second side will go a little faster, and you can see that I had an extra set of hands for that side. I'd suggest you budget 6 to 7 hours for this job if you're doing it all by yourself. All in all, I'm really happy with this kit from Rugged Ridge. I like the new look and the price point was reasonable. I'm hopeful they won't fade as fast as the stock fenders, or maybe not at all. If you found this video useful or helpful, or have any questions on my installation experience, or how they handle over time, feel free to drop a comment. Also, feel free to like this video or subscribe to my channel. Happy wrenching, everyone!